Have you ever left a conversation feeling guilty, even though you weren't the one who did anything wrong? Have you ever apologized just to keep the peace, even when your heart was telling you you weren't the problem? If that sounds familiar, you may have experienced emotional manipulation. And the frightening part is, most people never realize it's happening until they've already lost their confidence, their peace, and sometimes even their identity, because emotional manipulation doesn't usually begin with cruelty. It begins with kindness, with attention, with someone who makes you feel like you finally found the person who truly understands you. But slowly, almost invisibly, the relationship begins to change. You stop trusting your own thoughts. You begin questioning your own memories. You feel responsible for someone else's emotions, and before you know it, you're constantly trying to fix problems that were never yours to fix. Why does this happen? Is it because some people are simply weak, or is there something much deeper happening inside the human brain? Psychologists have spent decades studying this question, and what they discovered may completely change the way you see certain relationships, because emotional manipulation isn't magic, it isn't mind control, it's psychology. It takes advantage of normal human emotions, like love, empathy, hope, and the desire to be accepted. The manipulator doesn't always need to control your actions, they only need to control how you interpret reality. And once that happens, they no longer have to force you to stay. Your own mind will do it for them. In today's video, we're going to uncover the hidden psychology behind emotional manipulation, why intelligent people often become trapped in unhealthy relationships, the warning signs almost everyone ignores, and most importantly, how you can protect your mind before it's too late. So, let's begin. What actually happens inside your mind when someone begins manipulating you? The answer starts with your brain. Our brains are designed to search for safety, connection, and emotional belonging when someone gives us attention, affection, or validation. Our brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that reinforces rewarding experiences. But here's where manipulation becomes dangerous. Manipulative people rarely give you love consistently. Instead, they alternate between affection and emotional distance. One day, they make you feel like the most important person in the world. The next, they become cold, distant, or completely unavailable. Your brain doesn't understand why the connection disappeared, so it begins chasing the feeling it once had. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement, and it's one of the most powerful psychological patterns known to human behavior, because unpredictable rewards can create stronger emotional attachment than consistent ones. The uncertainty itself keeps the brain emotionally invested. Another common tactic is called gaslighting. Gaslighting happens when someone repeatedly makes you question your own memory, your own feelings, or your own perception of reality. You remember what happened, but they confidently tell you it never happened. You're imagining things. You're too sensitive. Over time, you stop trusting yourself. And when you no longer trust yourself, you become more dependent on the other person's version of reality. That's exactly what manipulation wants. Control without force. Another powerful technique is guilt. Manipulative people often make you feel responsible for their happiness, their anger, or even their mistakes. Eventually, you begin carrying emotional burdens that never belonged to you. And without realizing it, you become trapped Not because you can't leave, but because you feel guilty for even thinking about it. That's why emotional manipulation can be incredibly difficult to recognize. It doesn't always look like cruelty. Sometimes it looks like love. Sometimes it sounds like concern. And sometimes it feels like you're the one who's always doing something wrong. But the truth is, healthy relationships don't require you to constantly question your own reality. They don't demand that you sacrifice your peace just to keep someone else comfortable. And that's where everything begins to change. So, how do you protect yourself from emotional manipulation? The first step is learning to trust your own reality again. If something consistently makes you feel confused, anxious, or emotionally drained, don't ignore it. Your emotions are trying to tell you something. The second step is paying attention to patterns, not excuses. Everyone has bad days, everyone makes mistakes, but manipulation isn't about one bad moment. It's about the same unhealthy behavior, repeated again and again. The third step is creating healthy boundaries. A healthy relationship will respect your boundaries. A manipulative relationship will make you feel guilty for having them. And perhaps the most important question you can ask yourself is this: do I feel emotionally safe with this person? Not. Do I love them? Not. Do they say they love me? But can I truly be myself around them without fear? Because real love doesn't require you to constantly prove your worth. It doesn't make you feel like you're always walking on eggshells. Healthy love creates peace, not confusion, respect, not fear, trust, not control. And remember this: the strongest relationships are never built on power. They're built on honesty, kindness, mutual respect, and emotional safety. Final message: sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away from the person who keeps convincing you that you're the problem, because protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's necessary. The moment you stop accepting manipulation is the moment you begin rebuilding yourself, and that may be the healthiest decision you'll ever make. Call to action if you enjoyed this video and want to understand the hidden psychology behind love, relationships, and human behavior. Make sure to subscribe to The Brain Theory. Every week, we'll explore the science of the human mind, one video at a time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.